In the Middle of the Trees by Karla Kuskin. Very early. When I wake in the early mist, the sun has hardly shone, and everything is still asleep, and I'm awake, alone. The stars are faint and flickering, the sun is new and shy, and all the world sleeps quietly except the sun and I. And then beginning noises start, the whirs and huffs and hums. The birds peep out to find a worm, the mice squeak out for crumbs. The calf moos out to find the cow and taste the morning air. And everything is wide awake and running everywhere. The dew has dried, the fields are warm, the day is loud and bright. And I'm the one who woke the sun and kissed the stars good night. When I went out. When I went out to see the sun, there wasn't sun or anyone, but there was only sand and sea and lots of rain that fell on me. And where the rain and river met, the water got completely wet. Sitting in the sand. Sitting in the sand and the sea comes up, so you put your hands together and you use them like a cup. And you dip them in the water with a scooping kind of motion. And before the sea goes out again, you have a sip of ocean. Spring. I'm shouting, I'm singing, I'm swinging through trees. I'm winging sky high with the buzzing black bees. I'm the sun, I'm the moon, I'm the dew on the rose. I'm a rabbit whose habit is twitching his nose. I'm lively, I'm lovely, I'm kicking my heels. I'm crying, come dance to the fresh water eels. I'm racing through meadows without any coat. I'm a gamboling lamb, I'm a light leaping goat. I'm a bud, I'm a bloom, I'm a dove on the wing. I'm running on rooftops and welcoming spring. The balloon. I went to the park and I bought a balloon. It sailed through the sky like a large orange moon. It bumped and it fluttered and swam with the clouds. Small birds flew around it in high chirping crowds. It bounced and it balanced and bowed with the breeze. It skimmed past the leaves on the tops of the trees. And then as the day started turning to night, I gave a short jump and I held the string tight, and home we all sailed through the darkening sky, the orange balloon, the small birds, and I. The tree and me. There's a tree by the meadow, by the sand, by the sea, on a hillock near a valley that belongs to me. With small spring leaves like small green dimes that cast their shadows on the grass 1,000 separate times. With round brown branches like outstretched sleeves, and the twigs come out as fingers, and the fingers hold the leaves. With blossoms here and there, and always pink and soft and stout. And when the blossoms disappear, the apples hurry out. And in the middle of the blossoms, in the center of the tree, with a hat and a coat of leaves on, sits smiling me. The snake. A snake slipped through the thin green grass. A silver snake, I watched it pass. It moved like a ribbon, silent as snow. I think it smiled as it passed my toe. The hat. Somebody gave me a hat. It has 3 feathers and it's sort of flat. I tried it on my brother, I tried it on the cat, and then I tried it on myself. It looked too fat. You may have it if you'd like it. It's a sort of fat, flat hat. The question. People always say to me, what do you think you'd like to be when you grow up? And I say, why, I think I'd like to be the sky. Or be a plane or train or mouse, or maybe be a haunted house, or something furry, rough and wild. Or maybe I will stay a child. the things I do. I'm very good at climbing. I nearly climbed a tree, but just as I was almost up, I sort of skinned my knee. I'm wonderful at walking. I almost walked a mile, but when I got around the block, I rested for a while. I'm excellent at swimming, though I'm not very old. I almost swam the ocean, but the water was too cold. But what I'm really best at is skipping down the hall. I'm very good at skipping. I'm wonderful at skipping. I'm marvelous at skipping. That is, unless I fall. Tiptoe. Yesterday I skipped all day. The day before I ran. Today I'm going to tiptoe everywhere I can. I'll tiptoe down the stairway, I'll tiptoe through the door, I'll tiptoe to the living room and give an awful roar. And my father, who is reading, will jump up from his chair and mumble something silly like, "Oh, I didn't see you there." I'll tiptoe to my mother and give a little cough. And when she spins to see me, why, I'll softly tiptoe off. I'll tiptoe through the meadows, over hills and yellow sands, and when my toes get tired, then I'll tiptoe on my hands. Fall. When I go walking in the fall, I stop to watch the deer. They open up their lovely eyes and blink and disappear. The rabbits hop from here to there and in and out and under, while deep within the forest heart, the black bears roar like thunder. The chipmunks gather butternuts and hide them in a tree where clever squirrels discover them and laugh with squirrelish glee. My hat is green, my jacket blue with patches on the sleeves, and as I walk, I crunch through piles of red and yellow leaves. Full of the moon. It's full of the moon. The dogs dance out through brush and bush and bramble. They howl and yowl and growl and prowl. They amble, ramble, scramble. They rush through brush. They push through bush. They yip and yap and hurr. They lark around and bark around with prickles in their fur. They two-step in the meadow. They polka on the lawn. Tonight's the night the dogs dance out and chase their tails till dawn. The gold-tinted dragon. What's the good of a wagon without any dragon to pull you for mile after mile? An elegant lean one, a gold-tinted green one wearing a dragonly smile. You'll sweep down the valleys, you'll sail up the hills, your dragon will shine in the sun, and as you rush by, the people will cry, "I wish that my wagon had one." Lewis has a trumpet. A trumpet, a trumpet. Lewis has a trumpet, a bright one that's yellow, a loud, proud horn. He blows it in the evening when the moon is newly rising. He blows it when it's raining in the cold and misty morn. It honks and it whistles. It roars like a lion. It rumbles like a lion with a wheezy, huffing hum. His parents say it's awful. Oh, really, simply awful. But Lewis says he loves it. It's such a handsome trumpet. And when he's through with trumpets, he's going to buy a drum. Catherine. Catherine said, "I think I'll bake a most delicious chocolate cake." She took some mud and mixed it up while adding water from a cup. And then some weeds and nuts and bark and special gravel from the park, a thistle and a dash of sand. She beat out all the lumps by hand, and on the top she wrote, "To you," the way she says the bakers do, and then she signed it, "Fondly, C," and gave the whole of it to me. I thanked her, but I wouldn't dream of eating cake without ice cream. Sweet Delilah. A cat named Sweet Delilah, who loved her daily milk, used to sit and lick her fur until she looked like silk. Her nose was pink and little. She kept her whiskers nice. Her paws were clean. Her eyes were green. She wasn't rude to mice. From miles around the people came to watch her winning ways, and they had naught to say but good, and naught to give but praise. A model cat, Delilah, they used to say and bow, but yet it was the sober truth. She couldn't say meow. She couldn't say meow at all, or even just mew. Instead, she'd give a half a bark and then a half hurroo, a chilling noise, a shrilling noise, a noise to start a riot. But she was such a model cat, she usually kept quiet. One day, a pack of hungry wolves came sweeping into town. Their coats were salt and pepper gray and very tangled brown. And when Delilah saw them, she opened up her mouth and gave a barking loud hurroo that rang out north and south. It rang out east, it rang out west. It rang out up and down, and people came with pitchforks from many miles around. They yelled, "Shoo, wolves! Yes, all you wolves!" and ran them out of town. And when the fight was over and each man embraced his wife, they gave Delilah catnip and cream, enough for life. Around and around. The flower's on the bird, which is underneath the bee, and the bird is on the kitten, on the cat, on me. I'm on a chair, on some grass, on a lawn, and the lawn is on a meadow, and the world is what it's on. And all of us together, when the day is nearly done, like to sit and watch the weather as we spin around the sun. The seasons. The leaves have left without a warning. I noticed when I woke this morning. The spring arrived and then it went. The summer came and now it's spent. The leaves turned yellow, crimson, brown, and drifted, sifted slowly down. And now the trees look bare and thin. It's time for winter to begin and make their branches thick with snow, because that's how the seasons go. Snow. We'll play in the snow and stray in the snow and stay in the snow in a snow-white park. We'll clown in the snow and frown in the snow, fall down in the snow till it's after dark. We'll cook snow pies in a big snow pan. We'll make snow eyes in a round snowman. We'll sing snow songs and chant snow chants and roll in the snow in our fat snow pants. And when it's time to go home to eat, we'll have some snow toes on our frosted feet. The middle of the night. There is a song to be sung at night when nothing is left of you in the light, when the cats don't bark and the mice don't moo and the nightmares come and nuzzle you, when there's blackness in all the cupboards and the closet and the hall and a tipping, tapping, rapping in the middle of the wall, when the lights have one by one gone out all over everywhere, and a shadow by the curtains bumps a shadow by the chair, then you hide beneath your pillow with your eyes shut very tight, and you sing, "There's nothing sweeter than the middle of the night." I'm extremely fond of shadows, and I really must confess that cats and bats don't scare me. Well, they couldn't scare me less, and most of all, I like the things that slide and slip and creep. It really is surprising how fast you fall asleep.